He stopped texting. He stopped showing up. He didn't block you. He didn't argue. He just faded away. And now you're replaying every moment, every conversation, trying to pinpoint exactly what you did wrong. You're probably telling yourself a dozen different stories, each one more painful than the last. But let me tell you the truth. The one that might sting a little but will ultimately set you free. He didn't pull away because he essed over you. He pulled away because you started investing more than he did. See, when a man begins to withdraw, it's rarely a random act. It's calculated, sometimes consciously, sometimes not. He's not just disappearing, he's creating a vacuum to see how quickly you'll rush to fill it. It's a subtle, almost primal test. Men often pull back to measure how much control they still have in the dynamic. It stops being about love and starts being about leverage. And in those quiet, lonely moments when you feel that gnawing emptiness, he, on some level, feels powerful. Not because he enjoys hurting you, but because your reaction, your anxiety, your texts, your need for answers confirms his value in your eyes. So, when he stops investing, remember this: it's not the end, it's a test. The truth most women never hear is this: men don't lose interest overnight. It's not a sudden switch that gets flipped. They lose respect, slowly. It happens when they realize you're emotionally chasing them. Think back to the beginning. He likely admired your mystery, your calm demeanor, the fact that you had your own life, and your attention was selective. You were a challenge, an equal. Then, slowly, you started to fill the spaces he left open. He'd take longer to reply, and you'd reach out first to bridge the gap. He'd seem distant, so you'd reassure him of your feelings. He'd be ambiguous, and you'd explain yourself, hoping for clarity. The moment you started doing that, you flipped the polarity of the entire relationship. You went from being the prize he was trying to win, to being the one auditioning, trying to prove your worth. Men are instinctively drawn to women who can stay still, who can sit with the discomfort of uncertainty without begging for clarity. This isn't about playing games or manipulation. It's about emotional discipline. It's about showing that your sense of self isn't dependent on his constant attention. Because the less you chase, the more he feels your absence. The more you explain, the less he actually listens. And the more you try to prove your worth, the less he values it. Let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. He's not over you. If he were, he'd make it clear. He'd end it, block you, and move on. No, this silent withdrawal is a strategic move to reset the dynamic in his favor. He's watching. He's waiting to see what you'll do with the silence he created. And he's betting you'll do what most women do: panic. You'll text, you'll call, you'll overthink every little detail. And you'll try to win back attention that should never have to be earned in the first place. But you're not most women. This is where you change the script. You don't react, you observe. You let the silence do the heavy lifting. You let it expose who's truly invested and who's just playing for power. When he pulls back, your instinct might scream, fix it, say something, don't lose him. But your inner strength, your wisdom, whispers, wait, let him sit in this quiet space he has created. Because silence is power. It forces reflection, not just for him, but for you. This silence is a gift. It gives you the space to remember that you, Dan T, need constant validation to feel secure in your value. You don't need a text back to prove that you're enough. You already are, and you always have been. Your worth isn't determined by his presence or his attention. And here's the kicker: if he truly respected you, if he truly valued you, your silence would speak louder and be more compelling than any desperate text could ever be. So let him wonder. Let him feel the full weight of your absence. Let him sit in the quiet he initiated. Because that silence, that's the space where a man is forced to confront the reality of your worth and what he stands to lose. The hardest truth to accept in all of this is that he didn't stop investing because he s over you. He stopped because he thought he could get away with it. Somewhere along the line, you inadvertently taught him that he could drift away, put in minimal effort, and still have your full attention waiting for him whenever he decided to return. He learned that your energy was a given, not something to be earned and cherished. But when you stop chasing, when you refuse to participate in this game of pull on push, everything changes. He will realize that your silence was never a sign of weakness. It wasn't you being passive or heartbroken. It was the moment you chose yourself. It was the moment you decided your peace was more important than his validation. And that choice, that quiet strength, is what makes a woman utterly unforgettable. If this message is hitting something deep inside you, remember this: awareness is your greatest power. You don't chase what is truly meant for you, you attract it by staying grounded and centered in your own undeniable worth. This space is for women who are done with the games, who are ready to see through the illusions and reclaim their power. If that's you, subscribe and join us. It's time to learn how to keep your silence sacred.